Hello, my name is Aquarium. I am a grade 11 student. It is my second last year at school, but I feel like I've been there for a very long time now. And the only thing that I'm worried about now is finishing school. And the only question that I have to myself now is, what will I do next after school? What is there for me and what is next?
They say your job must be your passion. Well, I love the ocean, but I have never really considered a possible career related to it. To most living here, far, far from the ocean, an ocean-related job sounds crazy. My mission is to find out just how crazy this is and what jobs are out there.
I'm doing grade 12 this year. I have to find information by myself because there are no careers books there in schools. There are notes.
Remember, you can also surf the internet, or better yet, visit a harbour and speak to people involved in marine careers.
I also want to be a mechanical engineer. I'm dreaming of it. I don't have a perfect family, but what I know is that now I can be a perfect family when I'm old, having my children and those, yeah.
Do you know there's also marine engineering?
Oh, there's also a marine engineering. Oh, wow. I'll Google it.
If you are strong in subjects like maths and science, then why not consider a career as a marine scientist?
I grew up in Tanzania, especially in the locations where you only know professions like nurses, doctors, and things like that. So until I went to university, I never knew about zoology or marine biology. You are not introduced in these sort of careers, which I think they are much more fascinating for me. I'd rather go out there in the field and bring information and say, okay, this is what is happening, so that at least even for people sitting in the office, they can make informative decisions. It is important for us to live healthy and respect the environment, because this is what we solely depend on. So this is why I think science is important. What makes it interesting and why I think I love doing my job is the fact that, not many people do it, and especially not many black people do it. So this is, for me, one thing that I like to boast about. And secondly, it's because there's a lot to discover in this field. Well, I've done my degree, I've done my honors, I've done my masters, but I'm still not a full scientist. I'm still learning.
Another scientific related job to consider is ichthyology. The word ichthyology comes from the Latin words ictus, which means fish, and logos, which is the study of.
So an ichthyologist or a fishery scientist is a person who works in the aquatic environment. It can either be in fresh water, so rivers, dams, lakes, or at sea. There's a long list of things you can do. So you can either go into strict ichthyology and look how do fish work, how long do they live. You can also go into fishery sciences, so looking at how people use fishing resources. The highlight of the job is that you get to be out in nature, and for me that's the biggest advantage and the biggest pleasure. Ichthyology and fishery sciences is a formal degree. It's a 3-year course to do your undergraduate. Rhodes University is the only university in South Africa that offers ichthyology and fishery sciences. You do need to have a solid background in maths, science, biology at school, and also being quite serious about your English actually, because you write a lot and it's a great skill to be able to write.
So what can you expect to earn as an ichthyologist?
Not many people do it, so you're going to be earning well.
This certainly makes all the years of hard study worthwhile.
I grew up in Soweto, up in Gauteng. We'd often go down to KZN, and I always enjoyed discovering things in rock pools and just wandering around. And so it was just kind of a natural thing for me that, well, I really enjoy this, so I should pursue studies and a career in this. That was my biggest motivation. That what do I love to do? Where do I love to be? I love to learn things, and nature is such a dynamic thing. You're always learning something new. And so that's how I got from Gauteng to the Eastern Cape to study fish.
So what happens if you are not strong in maths and science, but still fascinated by laboratories?
If you're into being a lab technician, there's lots of opportunities for that as well, and that you don't need to be having great maths and science marks to have.
In order to get far into the ocean, boats are needed. If you are good with your hands, there are many jobs available for boat building and fixing, especially engines.
Tourism for both international and local people is a very huge industry. Everybody is attracted to the sea, and most of the people in the world love the sea.
And as most of South Africa is surrounded by sea, this means the opportunities in tourism are plentiful.
Mna ndikule office yabatyeleli ye-tourism, ndilapha njengomuntu onikezela nge-information kumsebenzi wami lowo. Yonke into ofuna uyiqonda ngale area yethu ndiyayazi. Umuntu uzapha kule dorobhu yethu akayazi ukuthi kule dorobhu uzawulala phi kokuqala, uza kutyaphi, kuzafuneka ke ndimxelele. And nale dorobhu yethu kuze ihlume ifuna abatyeleli. Abatyeleli abo baqale e-tourism office ukuze babuze ubume bale dorobhu yethu babume njani na. If the tourist came, I have to help him. Bafuna ukuqonda kokuqala into yoba bangenza ntoni xa bekule town, what they can do here, and what is Port Alfred all about, what is the history of Port Alfred, and why it's called Port Alfred. Zizinto ezo abafuna uzazi. You learn here. I've been here for 8 years now. Yonke imihla uyafunda. It's not something that you can learn at school. It goes with experience. And I'm still learning. Ngokuba nje ndilapha nje ndisafunda, ndiyafunda each and every day. There is a new thing at Ivele. Yes, you can go to school, uyozenza ezo course uzenzayo, or university uyozenza ezo degrees zakho, but each and every day there is a new thing that is coming up in tourism. Mna ndaqala at the bottom, and ndafika kwi-tourism ndingazinto, and I have to go back to school and to learn what is all the tourism about. You can start at the bottom, but we have to learn.
If you are thinking of a career in tourism, you might want to ask, what is the salary like?
Ndiyamthanda lo msebenzi. It's not about money, but at the end of the day I have to get paid. But it goes with the love of the job. Ndiyamthanda kakhulu lo msebenzi we-tourism.
Another side of tourism is diving. We visited a diving school that offers 2 alternatives when it comes to your training.
We've got the payment option, which students come, pay for the full year, and they do all their courses. They not only do the diving courses, they also do first aid courses, radio courses, skippers licenses, so that by the time they walk out of here, they are very much employable. Then we do have the 2-year internship, and they then for those 2 years work for us, but in return they get all their courses. Now with working here, they build up a lot of experience with the industry, so working front of shop, dealing with your customers, taking divers out on dives, filling cylinders, compressor maintenance, dive boat maintenance, dive gear maintenance. So when they go out into the working world, they have all of this knowledge and all of these skills, and it means they are immediately employable.
Another related job is underwater photography. This way you get to share your love for diving with your skill as a photographer. You need a creative eye and a love of swimming in the ocean. Magazines, TV shows, and internet content providers would all be potential clients. Find out about photography courses in your area and get as much practice photographing under the water. It's quite different to taking photographs on land.
What about working in an aquarium? East London Aquarium is not that big, but one of the oldest aquariums in the country.
I'm the environmental educator at the East London Aquarium. That means that when the school groups come in, I have to tell them about all our animals in the aquarium. They normally ask us when they come in there and see the fish, they normally ask, is this how they live in the ocean, like in the wild? I could tell you a funny question that one of the teachers has asked me from the Transkei. They always ask us about Umamlambo, it's a mermaid. Like they always ask, do we have that in the aquarium? And you struggle to explain to them that it doesn't exist. You can only see it on TV. I grew up inland, but I never knew anything about the ocean. I'd never been to the aquarium before. I studied biological sciences at school, and then I did an honors in zoology. And I come from those varsities in the Transkei. You don't have that much information. You know, you're not really, you sort of don't know where is this going to take me. My interest is sort of growing as I'm in the job already. If you don't know about something, it doesn't mean that you cannot pursue a career in that. Life can lead you to that, and you find out you enjoy that career as well. Studying further is a good idea.
Some careers find us rather than us looking for them. Always keep an eye open for opportunities that may arrive in your path. So what is a curator?
Basically, the curator is someone that takes care of the aquarium and overall how we display and why we display. It's about ethics and understanding that when you've got an animal in captivity, you are Mother Nature and you need to give them everything that they would in the wild. I think that's a huge responsibility to acknowledge that you're in control of that animal and that you need to have it not just survive, but it needs to thrive. I've got to admit that I find marine science the most exciting and interesting subject out because you're forever discovering, finding, seeing new stuff, and the opportunities are widening more and more as we acknowledge that the sea is so diverse and important.
Volunteering is another way to find out more about a job firsthand and could be a springboard to your next career. Why not do some volunteering in your holidays?
I started volunteering when I was at school. I was 13 years old. I started at the aquarium scrubbing pools and fixing feeding buckets and helping to feed animals and stuff like that.
Don't be scared to embrace something you don't know. You'll find out about it soon enough if you just jump in.
I do love my job. I won't swap it for the world. It is a 7-day-a-week, 24-hour-a-day job, especially with hand-rearing baby penguins. No downside, except stinking like fish every day of your life.
So where else do we look for possible career ideas?
My name is Lele Tumzaza. I'm 19 years old. I'm doing grade 11 at Numbutuku Combined School. I wanted to go to the harbour and see what careers are there.
There are so many different jobs in a harbour environment, requiring a whole host of different skills and interests. It would be impossible to show them all here, but for now, here's a little taste.
This is the VTS, it's called Vessel Traffic Service, and it's controlled by the Vessel Traffic Controller, which is me. So it is quite a nice job. As long as you understand what you are doing, then you are fine. The reason why it's so challenging is because you are dealing with safety. The safety of the environment, the safety of lives at sea, the safety of your crew members and all that. So you need to be conscious at all times, and without communication you cannot do this job.
Safety and control are important at all times. No matter what size the vessel, if they want to use the harbour at all, they all fall under the authority of the port controller. It's an important and responsible job that requires excellent communication, leadership and decision-making skills.
Port control, divers.
Divers, port control replying over.
Finding the funds to study further may be difficult, but don't let this put an end to your dreams. Be prepared to start at a lower level than the job you are aiming for.
While I was still in Eastern Cape Technical, there were financial issues because I came from a family that was struggling with funds. I was staying with my granny, so I used to do part-time jobs. It was not so smooth because running up and down each and every day, at the end of the day, when you're sleeping, you feel like, yeah, you're resting, you're tired, but it's worth it, it's worth it.
Life always has a bump or two in the road, but don't let that keep you off your success. Just always be determined and you will succeed.
I only got this job because I've pushed more, I've done more courses from where I started. So my plans are to become a harbour master. From where I was as a general purpose rating, I was getting just between 10 and 15. But when I came here, it was like double.
In a harbour, the big boss is known as the harbour master. What exactly is this job, and how does one become the harbour master?
Initially, it's not so much that you're going to get to harbour master, but to grow along your career path. You do your theory now, that's 12 months, and then you go to sea for 12 months, come back, do your SAMSA orals, and you get your first certificate. After you get your first certificate, you could sail as a certified officer, or you can alternatively come back to the ports, and then you'll be enrolled into a tug master training program.
Tugboats help to push and pull larger boats in and out of the harbour. They are very powerful for their size, and some even act as